attention. He said that Doc Rivers and Jerry West were actually relieved that the Clippers lost to the Lakers on Sunday and therefore don't have a chance to sweep the season series. We're joined now by Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard, but I do have to start with Skip here. Yep. Make your case.
Okay, I do believe that the great Jerry West, who has been the architect of this Clippers team, just the way he's been architect in Golden State and with the Lakers formerly, I believe he and Doc sat back on Sunday night and sighed with relief, thinking, gee, if there ever was such a thing as a good loss, that was a good loss for us. Because let's do the hypothetical. Let's say they had won a third straight game against the Lakers, and let's say, for the sake of argument, that final regular season game, which is near the end of the regular season, let's say the stars rest in that game on both sides, and let's say the Clippers somehow won that one, and they go 4-0 into the playoffs, and they meet the Lakers. All of a sudden, you're 4-0 against a team. Let's say you lose game one of a playoff series. You're like, uh-oh, what just hit us between the eyes? Maybe they're just different in the playoffs. And in this case, the Clippers needed what happened to them because it wasn't a blowout loss. In fact, Doc said after the game, I couldn't believe we even had a shot given how we played because they came out flat. They came out lifeless. The Lakers played much harder, especially LeBron. He's diving for loose balls down the stretch. And with no emotion and no edge, Kawhi Leonard had a three-point shot with 3:06 left. And if he makes it, it cuts the lead to 4. Well, then you got a game over the last 3 minutes. He missed it. So LeBron took over late, and they pulled away and won fairly handily, but it didn't feel like a wipeout. It just felt like an embarrassment for the quote-unquote home team, who were the Clippers. I think they did get embarrassed. I think they got refocused by this. And I think in the end, Doc especially will sit back and say, you know what? Kawhi held his own with LeBron. LeBron was great, but Kawhi wasn't bad either. So let's just go forward. We're ready for the postseason now because the last game probably won't matter that much to either team. So it's still 2 games to 1. And if there's ever such a thing as a good loss, this was one.
Yeah, the last game won't matter, obviously. I mean, that's a triple back-to-back for the Lakers, so who knows who's going to play for them. And it's a back-to-back for the Clippers, so I'll assume Kawhi and maybe some others.
They each have a couple of games left after that, but I don't think it'll
so that fourth game will be irrelevant. Look, I certainly don't think they went into this game thinking this might be a good one to lose.
No, definitely not.
Because I thought that was your point.
No.
You know, Jerry West and Doc Rivers are 2 of the most passionate and competitive guys in the league. I mean, the stories of Jerry West hating losing and being so anxious about it are legendary. He couldn't even watch a lot of Lakers games when he was an executive for them. He'd have to leave the arena. So he hates losing, and when Doc had the big 3 in Boston, Garnett, Pierce, Ray Allen, he didn't take any attitude of it's good for us to lose some games in the regular season. They went 66-16, started 29-3. So they wanted to step on the Lakers' throat. They wanted to go up 3-0 on them, and then they could have lost the last game. Nobody would have cared about that. But they wanted the Lakers to go into their series in the playoffs, assuming they meet, thinking we really can't beat these guys. And they were surprised. I know this. The Clippers were surprised by the Lakers' toughness because they felt, and I felt, and I think a lot of people felt, the Clippers were tougher. Like, we hadn't seen AD muscle up and, you know, take on the challenge with Patrick Beverley, with Montrezl Harrell, with Kawhi. Like, they had just, the Lakers looked a lot softer in the first 2 games. And I think the Clippers thought the Lakers were soft and we're going to bully them again and then get that mental edge for the playoffs. But obviously it didn't happen, and I think they were surprised. Now, once you lose, to your point, you do try to do what? Turn a negative into a positive. Right. And I do think they can look at this, like you said, and say, number one, all the points you made about, yeah, this could be good, but they were 10-0 when healthy. Now Doc can say, you know, instead of guys maybe getting cocky or thinking we own the Lakers, now he can always point back, look, if we don't bring our A game, you know what can happen.
But that's what they could always trot out. Because the first game, Paul George wasn't there, and they could never get this lineup together. What they could always hang their hat on, nobody had beaten this lineup. Not only did the Lakers beat you, they beat you in your building.
Okay, it was only 10 games. It wasn't like 100 games.
Well, it's not my fault that Paul George and Kawhi can't stay healthy, and they can't get on the court for more than 10 games.
Right.
But anyway, Skip Bayless, look, because see, here's the thing. Now, everybody was telling me the Clippers are just a better team than the Lakers. From top to bottom.
They still are.
I can't tell you.
I said that yesterday.
I can't tell you.
I told you.
Because guess what, Skip? Guess what the narrative is going to be if they had won all these games? Can the Lakers actually beat the Clippers?
Oh, yeah.
That was going to be the narrative. And Skip Bayless was going to try it out here. They can't beat them. They had 3 cracks at them. Now, Doc was saying, I'm surprised we were in the game. Were you surprised you were in the Christmas Day game? You were down by 15. So what surprised you about that when it didn't surprise you about this?
Day,
yeah.
The Lakers were up 7 with 6.5 minutes.
Yeah! And consider how bad you played, but you didn't think that because, see, Doc tried to be all power. Well, consider how bad we played. Well, the Lakers had to
I don't think they played poorly.
They didn't.
Like, I don't buy that from Doc.
They didn't.
Because it was a nip-and-tuck game. It was a nip-and-tuck game.
They just looked flat to me all day.
No,
the Lakers wanted that game way more than the Clippers did.
Lou was off, but Lou can be off.
Yes.
Marcus Morris was
0
off.
for 9.
He's shooting 37% since he's joined the Clippers. He's shooting too much, too.
0 for 9.
Because those are shots that Kawhi should be getting.
Agree.
Well,
totally
the difference,
Paul George should be getting.
Skip, is that he thinks they need his 20 points like he was giving the Knicks. So he's coming in with that mindset. He's a piece, but he thinks he's the piece.
Right.
So I keep on shooting, bro. Because I told you we got the best one. We got O'Keefe. He understands his role. He plays his role really well. Boom, boom, boom. That looks good for us. But I kept telling you, that guy, that 2-3,
Where
we got
would
something.
2-3 have been without Avery Bradley on Sunday? Seriously, where would he have been? Avery Bradley on Christmas Day scored 2 points and made 0 3-point shots. It's just a complete...
And they still had a chance to win.
It's a complete aberration. He makes 6 threes. He makes 4 threes just in the third quarter alone while LeBron was watching.
Chris, you know what I never hear? Chris, I never hear this. When Kawhi and Paul George struggle and Sweet Lou and Trez go off, nobody says anything about Sweet Lou and Trez. Now, LeBron, the third guy, we not get a third score. Everybody say he's saying LeBron. LeBron was done without him. Y'all don't say that about Sweet Lou about to win 6th Man of the Year again.
Avery Bradley going to make 6 in a playoff game against the Clippers?
He might.
Yeah, you really believe
that third guy for the Lakers is going to be rotation.
Right.
One night it might be Danny Green. You know that well. One night it might be Avery Bradley. One night it might be Kuzma. It could be KCP. That's how their third guy is going to have to be.
You know how many nights I've sat watching Danny Green in a playoff game saying, what are you doing?
You know, before
I do remember those finals, though.
But you do remember he had the most threes in the NBA Finals until Steph Curry
and
broke
then what
it.
happened? Ray Allen happened.
Oh.
So it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't stop that, Skip.
All I know is Jerry West and Doc said Sunday night, Avery Bradley made 6 threes and we still had a chance. That's what they were saying, and it's okay because they needed this team to get refocused. They don't want to go whatever it would be, like 30-0 with this lineup intact with the roster.
They're not going 30-0. First of all, Skip Bayless, you didn't say that on Christmas. When we were up by 7 with 6 minutes to go, and Avery Bradley had 2 points. So what if Avery Bradley had given us 10? Instead of the 24, give us 10. See, you guys try to make it seem that the Clippers are head and shoulders like the Clippers are the 2016-18 Warriors.
I just told you
they're not.
What you wouldn't want to have happen is that what happened Sunday in Game 1 of a playoff series. You would not want that because suddenly you'd be saying, they just punched us in the mouth. That's hard to come back from because those games really count. This one doesn't really matter.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter.
Now, all of a sudden,
it doesn't matter, Chris. You see that, Chris?
Doc can coach this team.
Over the day matters.
See, here's the thing with the Clippers. I think Kawhi was down 0-2 to Milwaukee. So he's tough enough mentally where I think if they had lost game 1 of the playoffs, he'd be able to bounce back. And in Toronto, he didn't have championship players with him either. So even though these guys with the Clippers haven't done it, he would have been all right from that. Look, my bottom line is the Clippers from Pat Beverly all the way up to Jerry West wanted that game, and they wanted it badly. And just like an old...
They did not want it as badly as the Lakers wanted it. You could just
I think they know that Patrick Beverly's bumping LeBron. They wanted... They were just as hyped as the Lakers were.
I watch every Clippers game, and I knew right from the tip They just don't look the same. They have been blowing
How? They
people
jumped
off
out
the
to an
floor.
early lead. This is the Lakers, though. They're not going to blow them off the floor.
Yeah, they did.
The first two games, the Lakers, the first game, the Lakers had an early lead. The second game, they led most of the first three quarters.
It was tied going to the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, LeBron scores 2 and AD scores 0. That's
but my point is, just like you said, this game was close, which it was. The first two were close, too. Okay. It's not like the Clippers aren't about to roll over the Lakers, and the Lakers aren't about to roll over the Clippers.
But that's what
this is going to be a dog
But people
fight.
talking about the Clippers like the Clippers are Golden State with KD, Steph, and Clay healthy. They're not. And LeBron James, why you bumping your gums over there, Skip Bayless?
I'm bumping.
Guess what? The Raptors have a better record than the Clippers without Kawhi. So to think that Siakam and those guys last year were trash is disingenuous.
It's called the Eastern Conference.
Oh, now it's the Eastern Conference.
Well, you know it. I know it.
Toronto is a tough team.
Hold on, Chris. Who won the championship out of the Eastern Conference last year? Did Kawhi win it out of the West or the East? I'm glad you said that. Now keep that energy.
Well, he did win the championship. And he was the Finals MVP. I can't take that away.
Here's the difference. And because this Clippers team is very good, but you mentioned it. The difference between this Clippers team and those Warriors teams LeBron was facing is that the Clippers play, they can't go, even though they have some good three-point shooting, they're not going to go on barrages like the Warriors where you kind of deflate. Like LeBron's coming down, he gets 51. He's coming down scoring at will. And they're raining threes to take away from
Did you watch what the Clippers did to the 5 previous good teams they played? It was over after a quarter.
Which one of those good teams is Lakers?
That's what I'm saying. You comparing those teams to the Lakers?
40-14 on Memphis.
Who's Memphis? They're comparable to the Lakers?
No, I'm saying they can do it to everybody else. That's their MO.
They can't do it to the Lakers?
They can't do it. They don't have that.
He said they can't.
They shoot